Once upon a time, there lived little trolls. In the cold months, they would shelter in the mountains. But these were no ordinary mountains. They were mountains of books. Massive libraries filled mountains all over the realm, and many a troll would seek their warmth and knowledge during the cold season. They would come together and toil for months while the frost buried the world outside. They would struggle together in their studies, but they had equal amounts of fun together. The bonds they formed under these mountain rocks would last a lifetime. But when the sun would reappear and the snow began to melt, they would return home to their families and enjoy the respite. The beginning of summer always fulfills them, but it never lasts. They began to realize that there was something missing. These little trolls worked hard all winter long. Sure, the rest was much needed, but they needed something more to fulfill themselves, to make the hard work pay off. They longed for fun under the summer sun. Meanwhile, at one particular mountain, a single troll remained at his studies. There was more work to do even in the warm season, but just like the others, he felt a boredom stirring. He missed his fellow trolls. He looked back at the fond times in his mountain and remembered the laughter that would echo through these halls. So many great times. He wished the mountain was full of life, as it had once been during the cold season. But then he had a thought. He remembered a time that his troll friends from home had gathered in the midst of winter during holiday. It was a beautiful occasion, and it was all up to them. They didn't need a mountain to have fun. For the first time in their lives, they had done a little trolling. He peered around at the walls of books and noticed the silence. The mountain was all his. He stepped out into the sunny meadow at the base of the mountain and exclaimed, "Why, we don't need anyone to tell us how to be ourselves. It is time we take the summer into our own hands. It is time to troll." So, he invited trolls from far and wide to partake in a little trolling. The air was warm and once again full of laughter. They explored the empty mountain together and sparked up their first blunt. In that moment, a rune was created. They read about it in the ancient texts during their times as scholars. When core memories are formed amongst trolls, a rune is spawned in that location. It takes until the end of the warm season before it reaches maturity, but once the rune is ready, then the trolls can use it to peer into the past. They knew at the end of the summer they would have to return to that place and claim the rune during the great troll. Now, you know that the first rune lies at the site of the first blunt. I implore you, go and search for it. It is your destiny. Find the rune and look into the past, for the great troll depends on it. Good luck to all, and happy trolling.